Hello, 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 hello. Welcome once again to a Prog Reborn. My name is M. Coastler. This is my progression playthrough of Final Fantasy XIV. If you don't know what I mean by a progression playthrough, you can always check out the link in the description below. Or if you happen to be in the live chat, you can type in !intro to get a link to my introductory video. Named Clive Rosefield. If you like what I'm doing with these streams, give the stream a like, whether you're watching live or on the VOD. Helps me out with the algorithm. Helps me get seen by others. So that more people can see what a progression style playthrough is like. And if you'd like to know when I go live, as it's kind of sporadic at the moment, best and easiest way to do so at the moment is to just subscribe to the channel so you can get those go live notifications. Sorry about the bit of a long intro. Forgot I needed to do something before I started. Yesterday was mostly... we didn't end up doing too much. We just did Scholar and Warrior because we kind of got caught up in clearing out Camp Bronze Lake and Camp Overlook of their side quests. So we still have Scholar and Dragoon to finish off with. I'm going to start off with our Scholar quest here. We did at the end of last stream. Check to see what level or whether we needed to kill Garuda. That's what it was. Whether we needed to kill Garuda for the level 40. I said Scholar for the level 40 Shaman quest, and it does not look like it. Demetria wishes to share with you the results of her investigation. How fared you with your training, Im? For my part, I had some success in uncovering the identity of our mystery attacker. We knew that our assailant was capable of summoning Ifrit Egi, so I perused the records of past expeditions for those who claimed to have triumphed against the Lord of the Inferno. Of these victorious primal hunters, there were 8 names listed as present whereabouts unknown. After eliminating unlikely candidates based on race and gender, I was left with but a single man, Tristan. Assuming the records are accurate, this Hur was once registered as a soldier in the Immortal Flames. As to how the man came by his skills as a summoner, or why he sought to kill us, however, I remain woefully ignorant. Nevertheless, I have witnessed him use the art of summoning for casual brutality, and that I cannot countenance. This power should never be employed for the sake of tyranny or personal gain. It was meant to oppose such evils. It is our responsibility to bring this Tristan to justice. Should we stand idle, his reprehensible actions could very well stain the good name of future summoners who have yet to answer their calling. The art itself could be outlawed, the very mention of it taboo. Now, through my inquiries, I was able to determine that a war comrade from Tristan's days in the military resides in Little Alamigo. I ask that you pay a visit to this former soldier and learn what he knows of our callous villain. To Little Alamigo. Hope you all are having a, not to date this too much, but I hope you all are having a Merry Christmas Eve. Should you celebrate? Even if you don't celebrate Christmas, I hope you had a good day off, half day off, depending on what type of work you do. Oh, he was upstairs. I just missed him. And I hope that your tomorrow goes as well as your today. Get what you asked for. Where is this fella? Am I just missing him? There he is. Well, seems like Tristan wasn't telling tall tales after all. He said I could expect some primal addled sod to show up and start asking questions. Why don't you stay here and play with some friends of mine? I have a message to deliver. He's all yours, ladies. I serve the flaming fist. It's the immortal fist, not the flaming fist. Or nope. Quick in and out. This we probably could fight, but it would be hard. I think we need to wait a little bit longer for those. And, oh right, we also at the end of last stream got up to what you call it. Got up to rank 5 on all of our hunting logs. Oh, I wanted to also see this quest here, an adventure for hire. Called an adventure for hire, adventurer for hire. Adventure for hire. Okay, I guess it is. It is a quest that we can do. Let's hold off on it though. Kind of want to get back to the MSQ, and this isn't going anywhere. Boom, 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 boom. You were set upon. The fiend is one step ahead of us. I'd wager 10 years of dig site findings that Tristan warned his old allies long before you set foot in that settlement. They thought you one of the tempered, a mortal in thrall to a primal's will. In addition to being ruthless, it appears that our opponent is highly intelligent, and not quite as deranged as I first assumed. Such a level of planning hints at the existence of some greater scheme, but that is still all we know. For the moment, we must be content with the knowledge that he perceives us as a threat and is aware of our efforts to track him. Speaking of which, you did exceedingly well to survive the trap into which I blithely sent you. I must apologize for my carelessness. I will not underestimate this man again. On a happier note, however, my efforts to decipher the elegant text proceed apace. Here, you must read this. With your skills already tried and tested against the Eggy, you should have little difficulty in mastering a second summoning technique such as this. Let us put this day's disaster behind us and focus on the wonders that lie ahead. Boom, 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 boom. Cool, cool, cool. Oh, look. No, we do not need to defeat Garuda for that one either. When is Garuda Eggy? Summon Garuda, 45. Right, I think they might have like 2 different quests. A map. Coerthas. next set will be pretty important to do as well. Get to 45 on everybody. We have a nice baseline on gear. I've got an internal debate on whether or not I should be using poetics. We're not going to be able to grind poetics that much, considering we can't actually do duty roulettes. And poetics would get us, like, I could get the poetic for the appropriate level of gear. But oh, I'm going this way when I need to go to the Dragoon. My mistake. Got lost in the thought. I could get the appropriate poetics for what I would have should I have done the grind in binding coils. I don't know if I really want to be like, okay, I'm gonna be this guy who is sitting there trying to do synced binding coils. Undergeared, basically asking for people to carry him. Anyways, we'll worry about that when I get closer to it. Sir Alberic would send you on your next trial. You grow ever stronger, and I speak more than just the flesh. You are slowly but surely realizing your potential as an Azure Dragoon. It is heartening to look upon, though I must confess that my presiding feeling is one of relief. You must understand the mere thought that the Eye would choose an outsider, one who ill comprehends the threat posed by the dragons, filled me with the gravest of misgivings. Yet you have, but I shall say no more, lest flattery impede your improvement. Now, during our last lesson, I enlightened you regarding the origins of the Dragoons. You will recall how Haldreth heroically triumphed over the great worm Nidhogg, and Ishgard came into possession of the Eye. Tell me, Em, do you believe that these events truly transpired? Or are you inclined to think them fairy tales? I ask you this because few folk have seen dragons in the flesh besides we Ishgardians, and most would as soon dismiss them as products of the imagination. Alas, dragons are no less real than you and I, with Nidhogg perhaps the most real of all. In the course of its history, Ishgard has suffered the creature's wrath on 8 separate occasions. Each time the great worm rouses, the blood of countless Ishgardians is spilled. Let us revisit the past once more, Em. The time is 20 summers past, and the place Dravania. After a century in slumber, Nidhogg awakened once more to resume his reign of terror. Entire villages were razed to the ground, their inhabitants reduced to smoldering ash. Sensing the great worm's unbridled rage, others of his kind began to rouse, and in such numbers as to blot out the sun with their wings. A deep, foreboding darkness swept over Ishgard. Raging infernos painting the belly of the sky an angry red, the agonizing screams of innocence fading into deathly silence. In my station as the Azure Dragoon, I was there through it all, bore witness to all the horrors. But there was no time to offer even a silent prayer. Nidhogg lingered in one place only long enough to lay it to waste, and when he took wing, so too did I pursue him, a man possessed. The This game of cat and mouse continued for what seemed an eternity before I found myself face to face with a great worm. The battle unfolded in a tiny settlement on the edge of Coerthas, raging on for 3 days and 3 nights, with neither side able to gain a decisive advantage. Remaining on my feet by sheer force of will, I realized that it must end now, else it shouldn't end well. Marshalling my last ounce of strength, I wagered all on a single thrust. My lance struck home, burying deep in the ruin of my opponent's empty eye socket. Yet before I could withdraw my weapon, the worm lashed out wildly in its agony, dealing a blow that left me sprawled upon the scorched earth, nigh insensate. In that instant, I thought myself surely doomed, but Halone was not finished with me. Having lost the taste for battle, Nidhogg let loose a blood-curdling roar before fleeing to the sky. The battle was over. While I did not perish from my injuries, they rendered my body unfit to bear the power of the dragon, and I was Azure Dragoon no more. Lying bedridden, my thoughts wandered to all the innocent lives that had been lost, the people I had failed to protect. The last conflict with the dragons of Dravania left countless orphans in its wake. Estinian is one of them, the sole survivor of Ferndale, the final village to suffer Nidhogg's wrath. With no one left to care for him, I did the only thing I could. I took Estinian as mine own son, instructing him in the ways of the Dragoon when he was of an age to learn. Yet I would not have you think me noble. My actions were born not of compassion, but of guilt. My guilt at having failed him. But alas, I have also failed him as a father. For what manner of man did I bring him up to be? A thief who would endanger the life of every one of his countrymen? Aye, you heard me right. All of Ishgard may suffer for his crime. Though we know little and less of the minds of dragons, it is conceivable that the disturbance surrounding his swollen eye will rouse Nidhogg to awaken once more. That his kin have already stirred from their slumber serves as fair warning of that. Time is not on our side. Fortunately, it would seem you are more than ready to embark on your next trial. Make your way to Witchdrop, where the Knight Hustien awaits your arrival. My nation is depending on you, Em. Bom, brom, bom, brom. I think Hustien is the knight that's part of the Heavensward Dragoon quests. But don't quote me on that. Bom, 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 bom. Where are you, Hustien? Do I have to jump down? I think I do. Is there a way for me to get down? Yes, without having to just jump. You are the one who would aspire to be a Azure Dragoon. Why, you're not even of Ishgard. If you truly possess the power that Sir Alberic sees in you, then prove it to me with your lance, on guard. Its strength! I've not seen its like since Justinian himself stood before me. Perhaps Sir Alberic has the right of it after all. Return and show your crystal to him. I have no doubt he will be pleased. Brum, brum. Christmas gift I got for myself, speaking of the holidays, was got myself a external terabyte hard drive. Mostly for this little thing that I'm doing right now. I've got a, I think it's 2 terabyte, maybe 1.5, I don't know. Some size hard drive, extra hard drive in my current PC. That's where I'm saving all of my local recordings, which are just my gameplay recordings. I have a clean slate, but it's starting to add up. So got myself a extra hard drive to compensate for that. You passed yet another trial with flying colors. The day when you may stand before Justinian is an equal is not far off. When that day comes, the Eye will choose you over the traitor. I have no doubt of this. But we must be patient still. For now, you must continue your training. When you can do no more than your own, seek me out once more. Hey, I finally got my AoE. Alrighty. We are caught up. We can go and do our MSQ. Monk we cleared, Paladin we cleared, Black Mage we cleared, Bard we cleared, Dragoon we just did, White Mage we cleared, Warrior we cleared, also just did Summoner, and Scholar we did the other day. So finally off to pick back up on the MSQ here. Also, by getting to rank 5, we now unlocked quite a number of new hunting log options, which we're going to need to keep on top of to make sure that we still stay out of range of the MSQ. How's weather up here where I'm at? It's actually a quite nice day, or it was. It's already turned night by now, but it's quite nice outside. Clear skies. Don't usually get that this time of year. Basically no snow. Live downtown, so I'm not that worried too much about snow. I don't have to plow it or anything, so I kind of enjoy when it's snowy a little bit. Back to Dromon. Sir Gondorno permitted your passage. Very well speak. I think we did this before, but I'll reread it. You wish to brave a ruined outpost filled with scalekin to secure an airship that may or may not be there. You're the avatar of the Fury herself. Holy, none of us are dressed for the weather. We're the Scions of the Seventh Dawn, Lord Dromel. You know our name and you know our deeds. We are come to Coerthas to slay Garuda, Lady of the Vortex. To that end, we seek the Enterprise, the airship of Master Sidnan Garland, who stands before you now. Master Garland, you're alive, but that's impossible. Indeed it is, my lord. Oh, right, I had this. Do not be deceived by their honeyed words. These foreigners are not to be trusted. At this critical moment in Ishgardian history, as House Durandare marshals its forces to take the Stone Vigil, who should appear in White Brim front but 3 mysterious strangers. Sid Garland, missing and presumed dead since before the calamity, and 2 scions of the Seventh Dawn, a defunct band of misfits recently exterminated by the Empire. The lesser houses may have been duped by these grandiose lies, but I should hope that House Durandare would have greater sense. I know not why these 3 seek the Stone Vigil, but I know that we cannot permit them to pass. Thank you for your counsel, Inquisitor. For a moment, I nearly believed this mummish farce. That you 3 will not enter the outpost until we have reclaimed it, and until you declare your true intentions as well. It could be moons before House Durandare purges the dragons from the Stone Vigil. We cannot afford to wait that long. Said M, we must do whatever it takes to earn Lord Dromon's trust. Understood. Means you need to complete all sorts of meaningless tasks. Up, and immediately we get opened up with a bunch of side quests as well. So we're going to be knocking those down on top of it. Run, Fido, run. Unlike other more menial tasks, Sir Fossilian would set to you a mission of some importance. Adventurer, I hear some of my brother knights have made of you a drudge. Fee by the Fury, set your sights higher. I have for you a gallant mission. Slay the Dravanian outwatches that trample our steps. They are as dogs, cherishing the Dravanians in the wordless forests of their minds. Every thought a fairy ring that vanishes by night. Brandish these dragon scales when the outwatches are near, and they will come. Excuse me. False finds himself besieged by the mighty Rat King and seeks an adventurer's assistance. We've got a rat problem, and if nothing's done about it, we shall soon have a supply problem and a plague problem. They're no more content with the kitchen than the potboy is, and have a run of the outpost. They feed off our scraps, unwanted guests at a meager feast. See if you can't have a good look around and roust up the few to slay. Monk. Brum, bum, 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 brum, bum, bum. Bum, 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 bum. Or rotting vegetables. Brum, bum, brum, bum. Good and well, that's fewer of the vermin to get at our larder. They remain too numerous, however. There must be a large nest somewhere down below. Kill the Rat King and the common rats will lose heart. Both we and the dragons know well. I've tracked the rats well as I can, and they look to slip outside as often as not. There must be an opening that leads to the nest, somewhere outside the stronghold. Pick up the rest of these quests while we're at it. A few good men. A good commander looks to his men rather than his betters, and Sir John, one such knight, seeks your help. A word, if I may, adventurer. As much as it pains me to say this, I must. Go to the Gates of Judgment and deliver a petition to Sir Marceline. Tell him that we need reinforcements. The common folk are toil-worn from the constant skirmishes with the dragons, and the good mood grows dark in the front. We teeter on a knife's edge, and surely will fall. Door. For some like the pushful Sir Aunts, an adventurer is not but a scullion for a task most macabre. Oh, adventurer, I claim your time in the name of the Holy See. Search the body downstairs for personal effects and deliver the lot to the Gates of Judgment. Who's a heretic in life, you need not be gentle. We usually leave the carcasses for the crows, but as you will know, there have been some trouble of late, and now we're told to rifle through these lousy pockets. Well, work it is, and I leave it to you. You'll find naught but nits, I'll warrant. Boyle. Augury of Innocence. When a chance to see a real-life heretic presents itself, how could an adventurer resist? Visit with Boyle and see what rattles his cage today. Do you see? Do you see the great dragons? Dravis Mundi has risen. Bend the knee, bondsman, before our righteous conquerors. He sent you, I know. A slave or a servant, those are the choices. So many choices. Must make an offering. Quickly, bondsman, tell the slave, Ferd, to send a fatted calf. Oil wants another sacrifice, eh? That crazy, unbelieving son of a thrall. He won't shut up when he gets in this state. Makes these dungeons a living hell, believe you me. Here, just give him this dead rat. That'll keep him quiet for a bit. He does these rituals, you know, where it turns the stomach, but anything for a little peace. Bondsman, I see the thrall, Ferd, has prepared for us the fatted calf. The Dragon Lords will be most pleased. Even after death, its beady eyes glare at you with what can only be described as a deep-seated hate. Beautiful, Innocent. My moo cow. Don't tell them you're innocent. It's worse that way. O Gervanus Mundi. Accept this offering and let me be reborn in flames. Pine pitch, pig's fat, dry brush rock oil. Don't forget hair. Hair burns, but a little bronze rattle that he loved so well. That only melts. Only melts. Finally, some peace. I tell you, some of these unbelievers seem normal enough at first, but they show their true faces after the Inquisitors get to work on them. Best not consort with them that's in the dungeons, eh? Boom, 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 boom. If the Enterprise is indeed inside the Stone Vigil, then we must convince Lord Drummond to cooperate. Loves hard labor. What Charmine the Chirurgeon seeks is an infusion for her ailing infirmary, but she will settle for an adventure instead. Ah, the poor soul. She has a betrothed, yet she will die without hearing his voice speak the words of passing. He deserted, you see, on the eve of battle with the dragons. He now languishes in the dungeons. I cannot give her more time, not with such medicines as I possess, at any rate. At the very least, take word to her love, Lawrence, that he might say such prayers as he is able. Okay, they did say the same, Lawrence. Okay. For some reason, my brain thought that they had a different spelling of Lawrence. What can an adventurer want with a man whose purse is empty and name besmirched? What? Words of passing? No, they said she was on the mend. If you have ever loved, hear me. There is something hidden in the forest southeast of here. You shall know it by the sign, and take it to her, Chirurgeon, I beg of you. Boom, 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 boom. Right, who needs dragonflies? No. Yes. Need 6 total? Diamond hard, fire resistant scale of a mighty Dravanian. Anybody else need dragonflies? So you do. Need 5 total, so 3 more. Alright, you're all done with dragonflies. Anybody else need flies? Dragoon needs dragonflies. So we solve there. Boom, 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 boom. We doing on skills. Looks like we got enough for another. 8 dragoons done with dragonflies. No for white mage. No for warrior. Summoner. Monk, because monk's still at 41. Not really leveling the warrior through these side quests because it's fairly easy to have tanks and healers catch up just at a single dungeon run. There went a bot clipping through the ground. The dragon minions are dead. Now, do you feel like a man grown with honor intact? Know that you removed one of the obstacles to the retaking of the stone vigil. How like the Dravanians to send their mindless servants to do their dirty work. We have the advantage over them, for all who serve Ishgard do so free, proud, and clear of thought. Telling yourself that, bro? I know. Boulder Downs, Boulder Downs. Down here. Somebody needs hippo surfs. Oh. Two more. Eight hippo surfs down here. Need these crocs, which are over here. Somebody's looking for Null. one more. Line of sight. Right, downs, sure. Need hipposurfs, snow wolves. We also need these. Just need our hipposurfs. I honestly forget how to do patient. Is it like this? All right. We're still doing this monk. Just trying to get monk to 42. We're out here. Let's go and turn in these at the gates of judgment. Here, when you do steps of faith, I think it's patch content. Steps of faith. I don't know if I've done steps of faith since they've revamped it to a solo duty. State your business. The worldly possessions of a heretic delivered from his sins. The leavings of unbelievers, most excellent. You have served with honor. Let us hope there is to be found here a clue. Long have I hated unbelievers, but no more, for they too serve the Fury. If not in life, then in death. What worth has Halone to grant them such a chance? Ooh, excuse me. I'll pick up those. Sir Sean believes that removing debris is beneath an Ishgardian's duty. Brother Knight has recently explained your kind to me. As a sellsword lacks honor, so does an adventurer lack discernment. No task is too menial, yet no cause is worthy enough. I have need of one such as you. In their boundless depravity, the Dravanians have lashed out against the gates of judgment. Pawing at the rubble would be more than any true Ishgardian could bear, yet removed it must be. This shall be your task. What business have you here? Speak quickly. A request for what from Whiterim Front? Weary are they? Cravens and fools. Tell Jean to take that knife edge and cut the throats of every knight who professes himself too tired to do his holy duty. Hang any peasant who dares plane over his singed pigs. Begone, ill messenger. Whiterim Front will be fortunate if I do not reduce their allotment of supplies for this outrage. Sir Lowain would have you cull birds for the sake of all that is holy. Adventurer, idleness ill becomes a man so hale. Go slay us 5 battleers that nest in these parts. The crusade consumes the knights of Ishgard, body and soul. You two shall go such moils as we cannot stoop to, but at which you have enjoyed some success if tales be true. Your presence is a part of Halone's plan for us. The Fury be praised. This is also a woman. Not good at doing female voices. Move rubble. 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 Big piece of rubble. There is this bit over here. Cool, cool. Who else needs to get to 42? White Mage. White Mage can catch up super easy. Just stick with Monk. Brum, brum. Brum, brum. You've served well, adventurer. The balloteurs eat heartily of the bounty of the Sea of Clouds, and this we cannot allow. The fish of that sublime sea belong to the noble knights of the Crusade, not though to lowly birds and beasts. The Fury has given us dominion over all creatures of this land, and the Dravanians too will understand this truth. Sure. You have served well, though I fear the state of these gates is still disquieting. You should have seen them as they were, adventurer, not battered and wounded as they are now. The Dravanians are set on breaking my heart, my faith, I meant to say, with their assaults. They must quit this world. Sir Sean would have you perform another bit of gathering to aid the knight's plight. You look eager to serve, adventurer. Do not deny it. The fire in your eyes betrays you. There is something you can do. Slay the chinchillas that dwell near at hand and reap their fat. How many beasts? I see the task excites you. 4 of goodly size will do now. Be as my Tiercel, and hunt the chinchillas thither. Yes, hunt the chinchillas. The mighty chinchilla. All right. Back to the gates. Hopefully we get done with the gates at this point. Annoying location to go to. Looks like White Brim's less annoying. Only Aetherite is at Dragonhead. Ah, the Tiercel of the Temple. What I bid you bring? Chinchilla fat is often used by Ishgardian monks to create the tallow they use for their candles. This is the most excellent fat and well pulled. I see you have some skills at addressing beasts. Once rendered, it should be fortified into a frostbite balm for our chocobos. Alone among beasts, the chocobos are to be honored. For every knight of Ishgard that has perished in the crusade, as many of the noble birds have died. None who witness a chocobo meet its end can fail to be moved. Hey, all right. Ah, the poor soul. Ah, the poor soul. She still breathes, but adventurer, does he pray for her soul? A lavish blend of unnecessarily expensive ingredients based on a recipe conceived by the Alchemists Guild in Ul'dah. An alchemical concoction, as costly as it is hard to obtain. Say 'twas hidden in the forest. This bottle holds the truth of Lawrence's desertion. He ran that he might find it for her, and when he knew he was to be captured, he took great pains to hide it, knowing his pursuers would have simply destroyed it as a traitor's refuse. I cannot thank you enough for keeping faith in him. Now, if you will pardon me, I have a patient to save. Oh, you're down here. That's the end of the king, is it? Well struck. We'll see less of the foul little things, I expect. That said, sailors talk of rats abandoning a sinking ship, do they not? Perhaps I should more rightly take it as a good omen that the rats deign to stay in Whitegrim. Ostafor is eyeing you with interest. You the lad responsible for that commotion upstairs? Aye, word travels fast in Whitegrim front. I gather you still wish to change Lord Dromuln's mind. If there's one thing I've learned about the man in my time here, it's that he listens to and respects the opinions of those under his command. Went over the barracks and he's sure to take notice. How, you ask? That's easy. That's easy. Serve the poor souls. Decent fare for a change. The last few supply shipments contained no meat whatsoever, and the knights are rightfully beginning to complain. I'm thinking we could prepare them steaks using mud puppy tail meat. Won't be a quality meal, 'tis true, but it'd be a damn sight better than nothing. If you've a mind to lend a hand, why not await a lurking mud puppy in Danafin Pass? Take this bottle of vinegar. Locals say it weakens mud puppies by clogging their mucus glands, drying the skin. Cool. The mud puppy. If I remember correctly, these are like level 45, so I imagine it's not really wanting me to go do that yet. I know we're going to be back in this area later on in MSQ. We do some stuff in Mordona. Didn't work, did it? I thought it was an idiotic idea. A cross-section of meat sliced from the tail of a spotted mud puppy. The bone has not been removed. Oh dear. Remind me to never wander near mud puppy spawning grounds without a bottle of vinegar. Any road, this should only take a moment. Just need this, and voila! Ever seen a man cook steaks so fast? Have you? Take these 3 and distribute them to the hungry knights here. And up above. You there, lad? Don't think I didn't see you and the cook conspiring together. Let me make myself perfectly clear. If you wish to buy my trust with a steak, it would be my pleasure to oblige you. The rubbery texture of mud puppy meat will ensure your jaws grow exhausted before your belly grows fat. Yes, I feel invigorated, refreshed, as if I have the strength of 10 men and their wits beside. I should have no trouble concocting a new reason to refrain from sentry duty. We ought to at least receive a hearty meal before we march off to die in this God's forsaken waste. Is that fresh cooked steak? Halloween's blessings upon you, my friend. Mud puppy meat or no, it's the most delicious food I've had in a fortnight. Ever we must train to maintain our skill at arms, yet never are we to receive proper sustenance. You are a godsend, my friend. Too few appreciate that House Durandare must do more than its fair share for the sake of Ishgard. It feels wonderful to see everyone in such high spirits. What amazing good food can do for morale, eh? But I've forgotten about the hard-working Chirurgeons at the infirmary. So rarely do they take their meals here in the hall. Mind taking this steak to that Synoda? She's doubtlessly so preoccupied with the health of her patients that she's neglected to attend to her own. Beg your pardon, sir. I am busy attending to this man. I'll be with you in a moment. Is that? I don't think of it. It's been quite a while since I last ate. I suppose it wouldn't hurt to have a nibble. My, this is fantastic. Thank you so much. I'll eat the rest right away. Sid would like to furnish the infirmary with a new alembic. Can I have a word with you, Ben? It concerns the Chirurgeons. After speaking with them earlier, I learned they lack sufficient alembics for their needs, you see. So I used some of their broken equipment to craft a more advanced alembic, both as a gesture of goodwill and as a means to help me recover my memories, since working with my hands kindles familiar feelings. All I require to complete the device are the cores of 3 ice spirits. Though commonly used to reduce the temperatures of alchemical mixtures, there's a way to alter their properties so that they draw the cold within rather than radiate it without. It must sound ridiculous to you, impossible even, yet somehow I know it will work. Boom. Oh, wait. Exit over here. I guess it didn't matter which way I went. There's ice sprites on either side. I forget how much you have to do for get the ability to go into Stone Vigil. Have you obtained the cores? If so, please show them to me. So cold, these cores are said to freeze the very air around them, making them perfect for cooling drinks on an especially hot day. What an amazing device, but is it truly an alembic, sir? I've never seen it like this before. I too am unsure of what to make of this machine. Well, certainly impressive. I have no idea how to make use of it. Nevertheless, if it is effective as he claims, it'll be a great boon to the infirmary. Think of the medicines we could create, the lives we could save. Even so, I wonder. Were the kindly stranger, bearer of gifts wondrous and strange, for his generosity comes at a cost. Their earnest efforts are but a means to an as yet unknown end. Moreover, we should be wary of associating with individuals who have interfered with the questioning of a suspected heretic. They did what? Bless you, Inquisitor, for coming along when you did. We almost succumbed to the temptation proffered by these unbelievers. Why does that man detest us so? Is it all because we interrupted Lord Francel's trial? Whatever his reasons, he clearly means to oppose us at every turn. I might call it early today, since it is Christmas Eve, and I'm starting to get a little hungry. So yeah, I think we'll just go ahead and do that. Thanks you all for watching. Hope y'all have a great holiday. I may or may not stream tomorrow. I don't have any plans. We, like I've said before, on earlier streams this week, we did an early Christmas so that I didn't have to deal with holiday travel. So I won't be really doing too much on the actual holiday itself, but I might just take a break, streaming. So yeah, either you might see a stream tomorrow, or you might see a stream the next day. Really up to how I feel. But thanks everybody for watching, for lurking, for catching the VODs. If you wouldn't mind giving a like to the stream or the VOD, it helps me a ton with getting my name out there. If you'd like to know the next time I do come on, easiest way to do that is to subscribe to the channel so that you can get those go live notifications. And that's gonna do it for me. Thank you so much for watching, and I'll see you next time.